Okay, this is episode 1 of RambosRants. It's about pacifists and how Nick hates them.
Okay, here's the reason why I don't like pacifists. In the Vietnam War, hippies used to, have protests against the Vietnam War. And used to talk about peace and stuff like that, which is kind of ironic because in Vietnam, while they were having a war, innocent people are being slaughtered. When the Viet Cong would go to people's villages, if you wouldn't become a Viet Cong member, they would kill you right on the spot, so it's like, what's the point of protesting war if all of it's going to do is just continue more violence happening? At least when America was in Vietnam, at least we were trying to help rather than, sitting there and not doing anything about it, and when people say, oh, we should, stay out of Iraq and stuff like that, well, Saddam Hussein was a really bad dictator and killed 1 million of his own people, and it's kind of the reason why I think war protests are hypocrites is because the same people who aren't for Iraq are the same people who wanted us to help stop Rwanda. It's like, well, what's the difference? People are still being killed, and it's like, other countries like Darfur, people say, oh, we should help Darfur, but we shouldn't be in Iraq. Well, what's the difference? Think about it. Darfur, we're not going to get anything back for them. Iraq, they have oil, so, we need oil, and people are against, Humvees and stuff like that. Well, too bad. People like big cars. We're America. Fuck those little gay-ass little cars that you have to ride around. I saw someone last week riding one of those gay-ass cars, okay, and I saw the crash test videos, okay. I guarantee you have a better chance of surviving in a car accident if you're on a bike than you're in one of those cars, because that's how crappy they are.
Keep it pacifistic.
Okay, back to that. Anyway, so the reason why hippies are hypocrites is that they used to literally, they would throw shit on the cops, and then they would, go to, the Vietnam vets and be like, oh, you're a baby killer. It's like, they're not, well, what's wrong with you, man? It's like, you're supposed to have loyalty,
Nick, bring up, how violence is in our blood.
Oh, yeah, violence is in our blood. But you see, the thing is that war, for whatever reason, America wants to justify war, but the truth is that war is in our blood. I mean, it's natural, you know what I mean? Peace, that's an accident, Peace is an accident. It's, it's very rare that you have times of peace, and the truth is that, war is not about necessarily right or wrong, it's about living or dying, and that you have to do certain things to protect your family, and, if you're not allowed to do that, then that means is that, the country, over there is going to come and take your land. That's what happened to Tibet. Why do you think Tibet is, part of China? It's because, they weren't allowed, because they were so pacifist, they didn't have an organized army, and then, they're also hypocrites because, they're also hypocrites, because they talk about, oh, you don't have the right to bear arms. So this is what really fires me up, because obviously, I have an NRA right there, and also the back, also NRA. Okay, here's the reason why I support the NRA, is because there's this one story that I read when I was doing a project on the NRA. Okay, there were 3 women that lived in a townhome, and it was broken in by one guy, just one person. The one woman lived on the bottom floor of the townhome, and she was being beaten and raped. So the other 2 women who lived upstairs called the cops and said, help us, we're being beaten. Anyway, so they called the cops, and it took the cops 2 hours to get there. Then when the cops got to the house, they passed their house. And they're like, what the fuck? They just passed our house. So they called again. 3 hours later, no help comes. So after, I don't know, 5 hours it would be, they think, oh, it's so quiet, maybe the guy's gone. So they go downstairs, let's say her name is Beth. Beth, are you okay? And then find out the guy is still in the house. So now all 3 of them are being beaten and raped for 14 hours straight. So if they would have had a gun, they would have been able to shot the guy. And people say, well, they would have been able to shoot the... Thanks, Mark. They would have been able to shoot the guy. Yeah. And, people... when I said that to my teacher, and he was like, oh, well, it wouldn't make a difference because, it's when they sued the police department, the government said that, that a government doesn't have to protect individuals. So it shows how Exactly. So basically, they don't want you to have a gun, but then they don't have to protect you. So basically, if someone breaks into your house, they just want you to just take it. This, you know, which I think is ridiculous. I think if someone tries to break into my house, I'm gonna blow your head off. So, so I'm just putting that out there. If anyone wants to try that, I have a tomahawk. I'm also making bows and arrows. You know.
How do you blow up people with a tomahawk?
Well, when I'm older, I'll be getting a gun too, because I'm not of legal age to own a gun, Mark Einstein.
Okay.
So, anyway, so, and like, in
Must be some Indian ritual that you both ways about the top.
Okay, we're getting off.
Anyway, pacifists.
Okay, anyway, pacifists who say, this is one particular pacifist who I met at the library, saying how, oh my God, you're stupid if you fight war. It's just so stupid and barbaric. Oh my God. Okay, so you think it's stupid, right? And you know, I'm an open-minded person. You know, I listened to her, and she had some good points. It said, well, you know, what would you do if someone broke into your house? Well, I do karate, so I would beat his ass. I'm like, wait, let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. You think it's stupid if someone rams a plane into a building and kills 2,000 civilians? We don't have the right to defend ourselves. But if someone breaks into your house, you have the right to break their collarbone with some goofy karate trick. Well, you're being a hypocrite because if you were a true pacifist, if someone were to break into your house, you wouldn't do anything. So it proves that all pacifists are hypocrites.
Okay, and also, we wouldn't be a nation without war, because Revolutionary War and Civil War. This is Rambo's Rants.